Welcome, my peace, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my peoples. So let's talk about Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta Season 2, Episode 4, Making Moves Like Whoa. Let's make these move like whoa. So anyways, we start off with, Ayana. She's kind of upset, because she's not getting support from Amy, and she's not getting support from, her father about this breast reduction. And so she talks to Bow Wow on the phone, and she's talking to him like, yo, this and that, I'm going through these problems, I need to, get a breast reduction. I'm not having the support. My back hurts, this hurts. I've been going through all this and all this other stuff. And so basically Bow Wow, I was like, you know what? I got a great idea. Let's throw a party. Let's go to the strip club and let's look at some breasts and see the ones that Amy might like. And then boom, bada boom, we at the strip club and we spend the money and we having a good time. And you can pick out a pair of breasts that you like, which is not really a good idea. They should have been online. They should have had a photo breast party, a PowerPoint breast party to look at the different sizes before and after, and actually do research about, the risk and majority of people that do have problems with breast reduction and the people that don't have problems with breast reduction or whatever. So anyways, they're going to be throwing a party. And so Bow Wow invites, and Zinique to come to the party as well. Amy's invited. Ayana's going to be there. So they're going to be going to the strip club to look at some breasts to see the size that Ayana should get. Okay. And so then, after that, Bow Wow gets a call from the brat. The brat is basically the brat is basically letting Bow Wow know, has you talked to JD? Have you heard from JD? Have you sent him any music? And Bow Wow was like, I really don't want to hear this. And so the brat was like, so you haven't talked to JD and none of that? And then the brat gets into gossip, and so the brat starts to gossip, and basically she starts to talk about, Johnny Blaze being at the strip club or whatever, and Deb coming in there with her pajamas on, her slippers to get her off stage like it's a bad play, like it's an after school special, and embarrass her and all this other stuff. And so then Bow Wow was like, yeah, that's kind of embarrassing or whatever. But he goes, the biggest thing about Johnny Blaze is she needs to change her attitude. She got a bad attitude, and she has a bad reputation as far as putting dudes on blast, because she will post your conversations that when you talk to her on the DM or your texts or whatever. So Bow Wow was like, that's why when Johnny DM me, I never respond, because I don't want it to be put on blast and all this other stuff. But I believe Johnny Blaze put these dudes on blast because they promised her and sell her a dream, and then now she's gonna expose them because they done lied to her. And so anyways, the brat was like, strippers, there's some strippers that sing, that rap now, they got their start and the, strip club, but then they move forward, then they bring up Barty B, and then Bow Wow says yes, but, he totally understands that, she started as a stripper, Johnny Blaze, but now she has to move forward and she has to move on, and so she has to put the stripping behind and put the music on front on front load, so people can know her for music and not stripping as much. And so, the rat done called Bow Wow up gossiping or whatever. So now we got Amy, Ayana, Zinique at the strip club. Basically, Bow Wow got some racks and he's about to pass one over to Amy. Amy declines to hold that rack and pass it on to Ayana, because she knows that Ayana would be getting upset and be getting mad if she was out there standing up, throwing that money and making it rain. And so then Ayana breaks up half of that rack and gives it to Zinique, and they're making it rain. Bow Wow was like, you got to get it higher. You got to throw it higher. You got to make that money rain. And if it doesn't stick to the strippers, that means they ain't working hard enough. And so Bow Wow is admiring all the strippers. He's liking their booties. He's liking their breasts or whatever. Amy's admiring the strippers too as well. And they admire one stripper. They like her booty. Her booty's all round and she has them big breasts. And so then Bow Wow was like, yo, Amy, I'm kind of feeling you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like them big old basketballs, them big old round basketballs. And he's like, and I'm not feeling them A cups or them B cups. And so Ayana was like, what do you say, Bow Wow? What do you mean? Then Bow Wow was like, no, I'm on your side too, Ayana. And so there's one stripper with a butt that Ayana and Bow Wow both admiring, and Ayana was like, what you say about her butt, Amy? And somebody's about to get beat up in here. Something's about to go down. And so then So then Ayana was like, I only like your breasts. Your breasts are the best. Your size is the best. I don't want to change anything. I don't want it to look different. I don't want it to look like this. I don't want it to look like that. I just like it like the way it is. But Amy's not taking it into mind or consideration that Ayana is having pain and she's having trouble with her breast and she really wants a reduction or whatever. So that is when, Ayana asks, Zanique if she can come to the consultant, to the doctor about her breast, reduction. And so Zanique was like, yeah, I'll come with you, no problem. I got your back. I'll support you or whatever. So it is what it is. And so it didn't go so well at the strip club, but they didn't find a pair of breasts that they all decided on that would look nice for, Ayana. Of course they wasn't. So anyways, moving on from that, Amy feels like, damn, I want her breasts to change. I want them the same. And so then we got Regine and we got Zanique basically at the gym doing some exercise, posting to Instagram, basically talking about them moving in and they need to tell their moms. And so they're going to set up a dinner to tell their moms that they're going to move in together, do the damn thing. And they both think it's a good idea. They don't think their relationship would be broken by it or whatever. So it is. So let them move in and let's see if they stop fighting. And so then we got Brandon and Deb. Basically, they meet up, and then Brandon's so happy that he found a group that he can work with at his talent show or auditions. He found a group, and he's happy about it. But Miss Deb, takes that happiness away quickly, and she goes, Johnny's upset with the way that you hung up on her, and the way that the conversation went down between you two or whatever. And that's when Brandon was like, I'm just her vocal coach. I'm not her doctor. I'm not I'm not her lawyer. I'm not her manager. You are. And so that's when Miss Deb is like, yo, you're my son. You're supposed to have my back. You're supposed to take my back. You're supposed to have my back regardless. You're supposed to be there. When I can't be there, you're supposed to be there to help me out or whatever. And so then Brandon was like, whoa, wait a minute. He was like, yo, I'm just her vocal coach. You know what I'm saying? And, Brandon did, drop a dime on Johnny Blaze to let, Deb know that Johnny Blaze was out in a club stripping or whatever. So that's how Deb was able to show up to the strip club to get Johnny Blaze off the stage. So therefore, he did have her back by letting her know that her client was on stage. And then he did talk to her and tell her, you're going to have to talk to your manager about that. And, he didn't want to get involved all in that way because, Brandon feels some type of way too because Johnny Blaze did not acknowledge him at her music release party too as well. And plus he's probably tired of the shenanigans or whatever. So anyways, Deb was like, you're always supposed to have my back. And then, Brandon was like, yo, this is rubbing me the wrong way right now. Let me just get up and go before it gets disrespectful. And so Deb was like, what do you mean disrespectful? So, Miss Deb talking about you're supposed to have my back whether I'm right or wrong. But last year when Brandon was doing his talent show and he was kind of yelling at one of the artists on stage, you jumped in and you belittled Brandon, and then you took that artist underneath your wing on TV, on stage, in front of mad people. So practice what you preach sometime, Miss Deb. You don't have Brandon's back all the time in that situation, but Miss Deb does have Brandon back when it comes to, Regine and Toya. So she did have his back with that situation or whatever. But people are allowed to make mistakes because you done did him wrong in front of everybody when he was doing his talent show. So anyways, Deb was like, you hung up on Johnny Blaze and all this other stuff, and you don't understand that you're going to be doing more than just a strip club. You're going to be, that's what she said in her confessionals, you're going to have to be in the trenches out here with these artists. So don't get it twisted, whatever. And so she was like, you know what, you just a vocal coach. Well, you're not her vocal coach anymore. And so Brandon was like, okay, fine. You want to take that? You want to take the food out of my mouth? Okay, that's fine. So Brandon gets up and he walks away. So we see Brandon and Miss Deb are gonna be going back and forth because Deb is listening to what the brat told her, but the brat ain't even got her business together because she's chasing Bow Wow down trying to get music from him, and he ain't even on the right path. And what is she gonna do to try to punish, Bow Wow? Nothing. But yet she done put the battery pack in Miss Deb's back. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And so anyways, we got Ayana and we got Zanique. They go to the doctor's office, and basically, Zanique and and Ayana talk about Ayana's photo shoot, having the girls model. She said Ayana said she wanted all the girls to model in her photo shoot and all this other stuff, and it would be really nice if they come there and they model for her. And so Dinique was like, oh yeah, definitely, that sounds good. We should all have each other's back. We should all be there for each other. Us together is better than us one. As a group, we're good. Us divided is bad, and plus we should all support each other. So she's saying all this kumbaya stuff, but yet Zanique changes her mind at dinner with her mom, Toya, and Tiny, and Neek, and Regine. So okay, Ayana, you're getting kind of shady. What's her name, Zinique, you're getting kind of shady, because once you tell Ayana that you're going to support her and all the girls should support her and you're going to talk to the girls or whatever, but yet, you change up your mind real quick, but you have a right to change your mind, but it just looks kind of faulty. So anyways, the doctor come in, Zinique asks the question, will, Ayana lose sensation in her nipples? And that's when Ayana says, I got nipple rings or whatever, and the doctors let them know the dangers, that you might get numbness, you might get some bleeding, you lose permanently sensation and all this other stuff. You may have some tissues that might die, you might have some bleeding, you might have some of this, you might have some of that. So all that summer stuff is the doctor says, I'm not pressing you, come back when you're ready. I was like, okay, I'm reloaded. And so we got Tiny and Toya at the nail shop. Basically, now they know that their daughters want to have a meeting with them, invite them to dinner or whatever. So that's gonna be coming up soon. So we got Shania. She's at some clay shop with Willie. And basically, Willie wants to meet JD. He wants to know what's the secret, why you keep holding on, why you keep lying, why you keep making up excuses of why I can't meet your father and all this other stuff, because he wants it out in the open. He doesn't want to be kept in a closet, baby. He wants to be known. He wants your daddy to know that you in love with a man named Willie. Willie. And so anyways, Willie was like, yo, it's time for us to put this love shit on Front Street. Why you don't want me to meet your father? Because he's thinking there's something maybe not so kosher. But Shania needs to tell Willie that it's because her father's very overprotective and he might not approve of the relationship or approve of her being with any man. So she should let him know that part of the situation. But it is what it is with that situation. So we get Ayana. She meets up with her dad, and she's just like, Daddy, I need some money because I have a photo shoot coming up. I got to pay the photographers, I got to do advertisement, and I need to pay the models and all this other stuff, for the ads that I'm going to be doing for my webpage or my website or whatever. And so DJ Hurricane is like, I give you a budget, and your budget's supposed to include everything. You're supposed to leave nothing out, so you don't have to come back and ask for more money. That is very annoying. And so she was like, Daddy, why I'm gonna fail now? I got everything put together now, I'm not gonna be able to do advertisement. So Daddy says he's gonna help his daughter. And so then in the midst of that conversation, she gets a text from Shania, and Shania says that she's not going to be able to come to the photo shoot because she got class. And that's when DJ Hurricane's like, yo, you need to not use your friends as models. You need to get your own models. That way they know it's professional and it's business. And you know what I mean? They'll respect you more. And, and waiting on people and people thinking they're doing you a favor is not a good thing. He didn't say all that, but that's what he really meant. Like, yo, you need to get some professional models and people like that are outside of your circle. That way they know it's business. And so Ayana will realize that her father is actually telling her the truth. And so DJ Hurricane said, what do you want, my advice or my finance? Finance. She said finance. I think Ayana needs both, because she's going to learn a hard lesson if her friends decide not to do the photo shoot because they feel a certain type of way endorsing her clothes or whatever. So she said finance, and so she talks about the breast reduction. He says that's too much at once, focus on one thing. She was like, all right, one step at a time. So she bounces and she leaves. And so Toya and Tiny thinks that maybe what's her name, Regine, could be pregnant or whatever, blah, and the third. So they meet up for dinner. What's her name, Zinique lets her mom and she lets Toya know, and that her and Regine wants to move in together. Both of the mothers think it's a bad idea. Tiny thinks it's a bad idea. Toya thinks it's a bad idea. They say they know people that moved in together that ain't friends no more, and that's very true. I know a lot of people that moved in together and they hate each other guts to today. And so anyways, Ayana has texts Zynique while she was there at the, dinner or whatever. And Ayana was talking about, I got some clothes for you to wear. Have you spoken to, Regine about the photo shoot and all this other stuff. And so then that's when, Zynique mentioned it to everybody at the table, her mom, Toya, and Regine. Regine was like, no, I'm not doing no photo shoot. She didn't ask me. She didn't come out to me and talk to me about no photo shoot or anything like that. So I'm not doing it. She didn't ask me personally. And plus, I only take photos for clothing lines that are popping. There we go. Regine's back to herself, because the same thing she said about Brandon, that he ain't popping, nobody knows you. So she's like, she ain't popping. And plus, Regine do have a bone to pick with Ayana, even though she acting like she's all cool, because Ayana did put her in her place like twice already last season. And plus, she's connected to Brandon. Brandon's her cousin, so it's a situation. And so then that's when Toya was like, no, people gonna thinking that, you're part of that brand and all this other stuff, and you're gonna be the models for the clothes. And then that's when Tiny was like, no, because people gonna be thinking that is y'all clothing line and not hers, and that's how they're gonna make their coin. So basically, they are putting in a car block because they don't feel like it's worth doing it for, Ayana. And plus, I guess she's not in their inner circle. I was like, damn, but, and Zynique is not speaking up. She ain't saying nothing that I want to do this for my friend. I want to support her because she supports me. I did my moon board with her, and then, we did the moon boards. We did the PowerPoint presentations together. That was, what's her name? Shania. But Zynique was just telling her in the doctor's office that we need to all support each other, and divided we fall. And so Zynique didn't speak up at this time at the table, saying we're doing this out of support to help her start her brand, especially as another young female, and we're all filming together. We all got famous parents, so why not support and help each other? Why do we have to, act like we can't support and help each other at all? So it seems like, the parents are not on board with the situation, because they're probably thinking that, they're not going to be no ducats involved, or maybe because, something goes wrong with the clothing line, Zynique and, Regine can be blamed for it. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be out there on the website that is owned and published by, Ayana, and this is her clothing line. I bet her face is going to be there too as well. She's just using them as models and props, and it's probably going to say that on the website, and definitely. So I guess this is going to be a twist on the show, where we're probably going to have some arguing and some fighting and some disappointing when Ayana finds out that her friends probably are not going to, do the photo shoot with her, and at the last minute. And that means that she's going to be paying, the time, for the time, the location, the photographer, and whatever else they need. And the girls are not going to show up, and then that's going to be more money that's going to have to come out of her father's pocket. So there might be some drama. So hopefully, Ayana take heed to what her father said and have some models on standby, since she already know Shania is not going to be involved, and she hasn't got word from Regine. And Zynique says that she was going to do it, but I guess she's going to change her mind. So that's going to be a problem. And so anyways, we got Pimpin and Bow Wow in the studio. So basically, Bow Wow is going to release music because he wants the people to hear the music. He wants the people to know. But he doesn't want JD to hear the music. He doesn't want the brat to hear the music. He wants to do it on his own. And then the brat walks in to her office or wherever the hell she's at, and she see that Bow Wow posts some music on Instagram. She's upset. She's mad. She can't believe this. So boom, she calls JD. And JD was like, oh, I didn't hear that he posted some music. Oh, no. So I guess there going to be some problems where Bow Wow posts the music or whatever, but it's his music. He's mad at you, JD. You know what I mean? He's mad at you, and he's doing his thing, and plus he needs a storyline too as well. So the brat is upset, and she's gonna get into Bow Wow. See, the brat house ain't together, so how's she gonna tell Deb what to do with Brandon? So anyways, peace. I'm out. One love to all my pizza and my peoples.